Welcome to Corvus Airsoft. I'm MjrClanger. Often in the defense games that I've recorded, you won't see a lot of the other defenders because I'll be hidden in a bush somewhere. Not this time. Today I'm up the comms tower at Corvus Airsoft. I've got 60 players on my team and I'm facing an enemy of approximately 60. This was the opening game day at this site, and certainly the great and the good of the airsoft fraternity had turned out to see the new site in action. It was the first time that I'd been at this site as well, and I have to say I was really impressed. The site was formerly run under the name of NCIS, and it's clear that a lot of work had gone into building some very impressive barricades and fortifications. And I understand that the work that the guys have taken over with the running of the site had built upon the previous work and expanded it greatly. At this day, I've got quite a lot of footage, so stay tuned to the channel over the next few weeks, and I'll get you to see some more of the site. But at the moment, we're midway through a fallback game. Our team have had to defend across a number of bases. This is the second base. We get one life in each base and then have to fall back to the next one. The attackers are coming at us with infinite lives, but if they get hit they just have to respawn back at the last base that they captured. The chap with me up the towers just pointing out some targets that I can reach with my sniper that was just out of range for his rifle. And it was quite nice. There was an expanse of kind of dead man, no man's land, and a bit of a tree line, and the attackers would quite often just lurk at that tree line thinking they were just out of range of an AEG, but my L96 here was able to scare quite a few of them. Some other aspects that I particularly liked about the site weren't actually directly related to the game areas, but the safe zone I was very impressed with. It was partially covered, so it kept us out of the way of the worst of the weather. As you can see here, the weather was pretty bad and actually was snowing quite heavily for the start of the game. There were fire pits, which meant that we weren't completely freezing our butts off. How to scare the hell out of your teammates. My shot clipped off the inside of the barricade here, and the team were worried that the enemy had brought in some sort of cannon. Anyway, about the safe zones. Safe zones also had tables to store your kit in. I've played at a number of sites where you just end up with having to leave your kit on the ground, and certainly at a site which can be muddy like this one, that was a real boon. And then one other major plus point for any Brit, there was free tea. Bring me to any site where there's free teas and coffee and I'm going to love it. The other thing I particularly liked about the setup and the infrastructure of this site was they had a really good range for setting your hop and for getting your sights zeroed in. Multiple targets up to 100 meters in range, and these targets were kind of man-sized silhouettes, and in the center of the body mass a little metal plate which gave a really lovely ting when you got a successful hit in. The defenders having bit of a turkey shoot for us so far. The attackers make this really difficult ground for them, and in fact I'm going to go for a second reload here, which is very unusual for myself and the sniper, but it's what we'll call a target rich environment. One very minor criticism I have about the way the games were set up today. At this game day, I don't think the organisers had perhaps anticipated that there would be so many people on site, and the way the games were formatted meant that as a defender you could potentially be out of the gameplay for quite a while whilst you were waiting for the gameplay to catch back up with you if you were put out early. Again, only a very minor criticism, and I suspect they'll pick that up in future game days. See a bit of pink smoke on the left here. You see they're trying to make some. Now from my vantage point up the top here, I've been able to call out targets for the rest. I've got the greatest view, but then one drawback of that is I'm right at the top of the hit list, and I'm going to be the first that people can see, and I got picked off there. Stay tuned for some more Corvus Airsoft action. This is MjrClanger out.